What's up, guys? Today we are going to be doing the good, the bad, and the ugly of StellarBlade. Now, when it gets to the good, let's start off with the best of the best of the best. And that is obviously one of the main reasons, besides gameplay, of course, one of the main reasons that many of us bought the game, I know for me, was the jiggle physics. Listen, I don't care what you say, there has yet to be a game that incorporated jiggle physics into the game and was bad. You can't name me one. It's impossible. So yes, the jiggle physics, not only did they add, a nice aesthetic to Eve and the animations, but it also heightened a lot of the animations by having a lot of follow through and a lot of drag and a lot of overlap. Because one thing I have to say, and that's the second good of this game, are the animations. They're great. Her moveset, I was just messing around with it, just hitting square, triangle, hit square, triangle, and seeing, how they do the stop animations, how they transition to the next animation. And if you just hit square, she'll do her slash, but there's a lot of overlap and settle to it, which gives it a lot of weight to see that, hey, this is a forceful attack where she's really putting her weight behind it, and bam. And it's really nicely done. With the bosses are amazingly animated. They're irritating because they got that whole, I'm gonna hit you, now I'm gonna hit you. And the timing, you gotta get the timing right. It is what it is. You gotta get the timing right. But the animation of the bosses they're spectacular. It's some of the greatest stuff that I've seen thus far this year. And the third one has to go with the design. The designs of these characters, of the enemies, are really greatly done. They are absolutely, it's just something out of Elden Ring. And Elden Ring is known for peak enemy design. So to compare it to Elden Ring is really a compliment on StellarBlade. It's really a compliment. The fact that they come from mobile Goon games and stuff like that to StellarBlade is really a testament to what they can achieve, 100%. So I thought the animations were great. The designs were great, really great. Jiggle physics, and I thought, hey, the graphics weren't bad either. Now, we're gonna get transitioned to bad, but overall the graphics, what they presented was well done, okay? There weren't any moments where I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? There wasn't any, I would say, Horizon Zero Dawn, Cyberpunk, any, certain shots where it's like, wow, this is something else. Even with Spider-Man, there weren't any shots like that, but overall, they were good. Going into the bad, and bruh, there is some bad. I don't know what anyone has to say, but there is definitely some bad to this game. First and foremost, who are the voice actors? Bro, this voice acting is on par with Web of Shadows. Oh. I don't care what you say. It's on par with Web of Shadows. So voice acting is flat, bruh. It is flat. There are certain moments in the game where it's clearly there should be some energy behind it, like something, whoa, I can't believe that happened. And, Eve is like, oh my God, Lily, no, I'll get you for that. And I'm just like, yo, what is this, bruh? What is this?
That noise, it isn't normal.
Eve, pull yourself together. Listen to me. We haven't completed our mission. It wasn't an alpha, but it was a strong one.
I'm Royal Guard Kriel. I'm under direct orders from Oracle to protect the ruins. Even so, I can't let anyone in who isn't qualified. Very good.
No one has any personality. It is lacking severe personality, bruh. It was, it's almost on par with if Bayonetta had no personality. That game, the gameplay, obviously, I would say Bayonetta completely takes a poop on this, but it would lack what Bayonetta is, right? And I think when we have games like this, you gotta come hard with the voice dialogue, with the story. That's another bad. I'm sorry, I defy anyone to tell me what the story was, because I know, I'm sure there's always those people, well, actually, the story was this. But for me, it was hard to follow the story because there was no characters to get behind. I don't care about Eve because Eve doesn't care about Eve. Eve is flat. Eve is just, just pretty much just eye candy at this point because all she's doing is, ha, ha. And then the cutscenes are like, all right, well, I'll go and do this. Okay, well, I'll stop him. Oh no, I can't believe it. It's just flat, bro. And everyone is flat. It'd be different if it was a variety of voices, right? If E was flat, but we had a great contrast with, I forgot his name, the dude, and the great contrast with, Lily, who was more sarcastic and yada yada. But everyone overall is flat. Lily has a little bit of energy here and there.
Right. Let me introduce myself. I'm an engineering support of the 5th Airborne Squad. Lily Artemis II. But you can just call me Lily.
But like, these are characters that I don't care for. And it's hard to say that because from what I've seen from the game, I beat the game, right? I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I saw like the actual endings and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it seems like there's a cool story in here. I just don't know what it is because I don't care to know because the characters are flat. Like, I don't care. It's like someone's boring, but if you get to know them, they're really cool. Unfortunately, because you appear to be boring, your dialogue is monotone, you could be a really great person. I just wouldn't know because I don't care to know because your presentation is trash. That's what I got from voice acting in this game. And then we got to get into gameplay. One thing that really irritates me, that I would say dates this game miserably, are the quick time events. Now, there's not a whole bunch of them, but there are some of them on key moments, like in boss battles, in like certain stages of traversal and stuff like that. And I'm just like, why? Why have them? The whole point of QuickTime events is to do things that are not allowed within the mechanics of the game. They are to really show like, hey, we would love to have this amazing set piece, yada, 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 or something, right? It's to add on top of the game. It's to be like something amazing, something wow, because you have to tell the player, hey, we're gonna dumb down the mechanics right now. I know we've taught you all this timing, blocking, parrying, all that, but we're gonna dumb it down, but in return, you're gonna be able to do something that's absolutely phenomenal and blow your mind. It's gonna be cool. So there's a fair exchange. I don't mind relinquishing my power as a player if you are gonna allow me to do something that's phenomenal. None, and I mean none of the cutscenes, the QuickTime events were needed. Not one, bruh. Not a single one. You have one where she's jumping and it's just like, okay, like I can jump. I don't need you to give me the camera angle of me jumping. A lot of them are just superfluous. They're pointless, they're meaningless. And it's really irritating that they incorporated them. Delete them completely. The next thing that irritated me when it came to the bad, bruh, the scenery. I know I said it looked good, right? In the good section that it looked good, but listen, I can show you a 4K turd. Will you say, wow, the details in that turd are amazing? Yes, you will. But at the end of the day, it's a turd, right? At the end of the day, it's a turd. All of the settings look the same, bro. It's dull painting, right? And more dull painting. It's not until the end where they start to show some color, right? Oh, it's like, I guess the environmental artist does know about color theory. They do know that other colors exist between brown, white, and gray. You know, because that's the majority of the game. And I'm just like, well, what is this? What is this? There's so much potential and it's wasted, it's squandered because the color palette is just bland. And the blandness of the color palette married with the blandness of the voice acting, bruh, it becomes a pain after a while. It becomes a pain after a while. Because you know those games that you're playing and you're just like, oh, I hope there's more, I hope there's more. And it's like, yeah, there is more. This is not one of those games. Because of, the drivel of the story and the dialogue and all, the poor acting, the environment, because of that, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I don't want to play this anymore. This game should have wrapped up maybe about 2 hours ago. How many more times, bro, when it comes to these missions, am I gonna have to find a switch, backtrack to find a wire, to turn on the wire, to put in the core, and it just becomes mundane. It becomes mundane. And it got to the point where I'm doing side missions, and I'm like, yo, I don't even care about these side missions, because the characters, that I'm doing these side missions for, they're cool, but the actual side mission is not anything. I'm not doing anything special. It's just like, everything is just flat when it comes to the side missions. I don't know about you, but for me, it was flat for me. It got to a point where like, okay, I have enough skills, right? That I can defeat these bosses, that I can defeat the enemies that I come across. So I don't need these side missions in order to boost up my stats. I don't need it. Like I didn't fully flesh out the tree, and I was like, I'm good. That is until my next bad, and that is gonna be, I don't know what happened, but it skyrocketed in difficulty, bro. Bro, I'm playing the game, and I get to the later half of the game, and it just goes just skyrockets in difficulty, bro. To where the point where I was like, I'm good, I don't need to upgrade the skill tree. I'm starving, bro, I'm starving. Yo, y'all got any more points, bro? Y'all got any more points? Where I get any more of them cores, bro? Bro, that's what it was like. And it was like whiplash. Because all of a sudden, it was like, okay, this was like, decent difficulty, fun once you get used to it. And then it became like Demon Souls. It became like Dark Souls, bruh. I was like, what is going on here? And the fact that my character wasn't fully upgraded made it even worse. So it was, because there's a point in the game where it's like, hey, you're not gonna be able to visit any of these missions again. Hey, you're not gonna be able to upgrade again. You're not gonna be able to get any of these points again. So make sure, that you're sure you wanna go. And I'm like, Brad, come on. I've already beaten all these bosses. They weren't even anything tough. Like, let's go on with it. Bruh, let me just say this. If you're watching it and you haven't finished the game, please upgrade. Please upgrade. Because the bosses that you are about to face are gonna, that's what they're gonna do to you, okay? That's what they're gonna do to you. I don't know about you, but for me, that's what they did to me, because I wasn't upgraded, and I felt all of the pain. I felt all of the pain, all of it, okay? All of it. That overall is gonna be the bad. And when it comes to the ugly, and there is some ugly, there's ugly in every game, right? And what do you expect? When it comes to ugly, I don't know about for you, but for me, there was some crazy latency. I'm hitting the block button, and like a half a second later, she goes to block. Now, in a game which is very similar to Sekiro, right? When it comes to, you have to be on point when it comes to your blocking and your parrying, right? That became a nightmare. It became a living nightmare. In addition to that, who thought of these base camps? Bro, they have 3 interactables right alongside each other. And I don't know what they were thinking. Like, give them some space, because I'm going to try and rest, and then it had me hitting the skills menu. I'm like, ah. And then when I want to hit the skills menu, it goes to the upgrade tree, or it goes to sleeping, or it goes to the jukebox. I'm like, bro, give them some space, right? So the capsules, right, aren't overlapping, and I can hit the skills menu without having to worry about it. Am I gonna go rest, or am I gonna hit the jukebox? That was beyond frustrating, but not as frustrating as that input lag. That input lag nearly killed me. Okay, physically, during the later half of the game when they completely skyrocketed the difficulty. It nearly killed me, bruh. I'm not even joking. I'm not even being hyperbolic. Like my soul was dying. Because I always say this, when it comes to games like this, I even had this with God of War. When you go on the hardest difficulty, it really exposes the flaws of the mechanic of the game. It either sinks or it swims when it comes to the fine tuning of the mechanics and the timing and the properties that they have of the game. And bruh, this was painful, bruh. This definitely was painful. But having said that, overall, StellarBlade, I'd give it a 7.5. I don't think this game was anything to write home about. you couple that with the censorship that happened, you can't give it higher than a 7. Not with the censorship and them doing the suits and all that. You can't do that, I'm sorry. In addition, with the ugly and the bad that I said, it's a good jump off point, I will say. It's a great jumping off first game for the studio, and I'm excited to see StellarBlade 2. Because just minor tweaks and fixes, and they can have, you know, a multi-billion-dollar franchise. They really could. But yeah, I enjoyed the game. I'm gonna do an animation review going over the animations of the game, because I think the animations are really, really nicely done in the game. Having said that, oh, I forgot to add this to ugly. I don't know if I'll include it in ugly or bad, but bro, these traversal, this jumping up and, you know, the side, leave that system out. Either refine the system, because the animations for that were garbage. It was cool going up and down the ladder. It was not cool trying to climb to one ledge to another ledge. That felt clunky as hell. Please tweak that in the next game. Please tweak that, okay? Because that was, it got to a point where I was like, why am I even doing this, bruh? You clearly didn't pay any attention. You probably did the whole traversal, I won't say traversal, but the platforming animations in probably a weekend. It wasn't really polished. And that's the problem with this game. There's certain parts that are polished and other parts that weren't polished. So it was just, it's a mixed bag. And for a mixed bag, you get a 7. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. If you didn't, do it anyway. Like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about the game. Are you guys excited for the sequel? What do you think about the censorship? Do you consider it censorship? Nevertheless, hope you guys do. Enjoy the video, subscribe, and until next time, keep animating.